All right, the second full moon, Capricorn, today's July 16th, 2021. This second Capricorn full moon of 2024 will fall 21st of July 2024 at 6:19 a.m. East Coast time. There's a lot that's gone on in these last 29 days. Well, around the 21st of June to the 21st of July. The 21st of June was the beginning of summer. Which is a key time every year, as that's where the growth process stops being underground and starts surfacing, and we start testing it in the outer world, and then we must nurture that which the seed that we planted. Because it's the beginning of summer, everybody starts noticing things a little more, which hopefully you have. Because the full moon in Capricorn and then the opposing new moon during that time in Cancer happened backwards. With full moon was first, where we must end and culminate things, and then the new moon about planting seeds. Well, we righted the ship finally, and we've been dealing with karma here these last 6, 8, 9 months. But the ship's righted as this full moon's going to right the ship. Where now we're dealing with a way more advanced understanding to then deal and get back maybe on this path and have more of a say-so. And all right, now where are we going to go with what we learned? So what happens during this time, the 21st of June, huge awakenings for all of us, potentially. You don't have to awaken into this physical world, Capricorn, that we're in, and the bullshit lies that it's full of. The need and ability to control. The need to, for control purposes, suck the life out of all of us who brought the life force here. The life force has trouble existing in evil environment that this planet's full of, but it's not all that's here. There's good energy here, and we have the ability to wipe the evil out. It's going to be your call. You want to do it or not, I don't care. But you're going to see now the people that don't want to or don't awaken to truly what's going on, and they awaken to the controlling energies that this planet's full of, the parasitic nature of it's looking for a source that it can live off of because it can't live on its own. You'll see the division. It's happening. It's been occurring. I've been talking about this. It's the theme of stay in the middle and why. I've talked about this for a while. You're going to really get it now. We must master that which we are and not fall for we're on this planet and the masters on this planet are smarter than us. I need to learn. I have no problem with you learning. But you know way more. You wouldn't be here right now if you didn't have the knowledge you had. And really, hopefully, all of us that are truly evolving, which we are, evolution is happening where we're seeing things for as they are. The lies are being exposed, and so is the truth. So you're able to see. And you're vacillating between the two. And then you know that as you find something out and you make sense of it, it's ever changing, right? It's because wherever you're at in your evolutionary stage, you're seeing things for the first time finally for what they are, but it might not be the complete truth. And that's what we're working on right now, where we're trying to become the master. So keep going, keep learning, keep figuring it out, keep advancing, hopefully from the powers from within and from your true source, which is the life force that you have within you. The questions and the change and the work, if it's done within now, you will change your outside world. If you're unhealthy, chance to heal yourself. But you've got to do it in ways that you figure out. Don't go by the narratives. Now, I'm going to be real careful here, but I know people that have had cancer. They fasted. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you a recommendation. They fasted and the cancer's completely gone. What is cancer? I don't know. You might want to look at it. The truth's coming. And in the response from the doctor to one of the people, because I know 3 of them, one of the people, the doctor admitted the treatment that they're providing, which was chemo and radiation, was not a cure. They flat out asked, nope, not a cure. They said it was treating cancer. They never would admit in the documentation back that they are curing it. They said that it's a form of a treatment. You observe yourself. You've been we've been how do I want to say, awakened to what's really going on from all the structures created here on this earth, and now we're really assessing it. And if you're the master, you're sitting in the middle. You're not taking what I say and running with it. You're not taking what somebody else says and running with it. But you're taking it because you came and found it for a reason. Digest it, figure out what that reason was. I want to be real careful in this. If you learn to meet people where they are, you won't try to save somebody that doesn't want to save themselves. You won't get people that will be victims if you're not interested in being a victim. You won't get people that'll suck the life out of you anymore because you're going to meet people where they are. And when you meet them where they are, you'll give them what you can, like I am today. And I'm asking that whatever I give you helps you for where you're at. You don't have to be where I am. You might be light years in front of me. You might be light years behind me. I don't care either way. I encountered you and you encountered me for a reason. Figure it out and let's go. What I do hope is this helps you and sparks within you that you have all the power you need and to get after it. That's what I hope this happens. Now, the moon, Capricorn, the way the planets are going to interact. We have conjunctions between Pluto and the moon. Pluto is your soul. It rules the water sign of Scorpio, and the moon is your past, and it rules the water sign of Cancer. Water breaks things down to particles or to a form that you can make sense of it. Now, because water is flowing and it has to flow, it's usually comes or operates in a non-physical form. You're really intuitive and psychic at one point, and then you're not at all. I'm okay with all that. But this time with this moon and Pluto together, I think that you're going to understand how this world and what this world actually is and the lies. Don't tell me that the Trump event wasn't a huge event for you, whether it was a lie or truth or what did happen or didn't. I don't care. Why did it happen? How did it happen? And what's the reason? Pluto and the moon together can help you with this. You have gifts to come to an understanding of why do you fear things? Why are you drawn to things? Why are you good at things? Why do you continually have cycles that happen to you that maybe are powerful or they take the power from you? I don't know. You could find that out now. The truth is, some of the truth here is that because it's coming late in sign of Capricorn, you're probably seeing how the world really is, the physical plane that we're on, and it's pretty damn scripted. And at every venture, it's the parasites trying to get your life force, trying to say, I gave you choices, or you're the problem, right? But when you deal with this world, this physical world that we're in, either you do something that helps and benefits them, or if you don't, it's your fault it didn't happen. Where in your life does that happen to you? Where is it always you're the problem? You're wrong, I'm right. You know, the system is to us the commodity. You're wrong, I'm right. Or I'm right, you're never right. You're wrong. Or listen, you're depleting. I'm providing you an environment, and because you use that environment I provided you, you're bad because you're depleting this earth. In other words, listen, you're a commodity. There's nothing really for you here other than to serve me. That's bullshit. Cut it out. Wake up. The other conjunction, Uranus and Mars. Uranus is late in the sign of Taurus, which is the sign of what we must build a base to understand the physical form. Uranus is showing us the truth of this physical form that we're in by showing us the lies and then the other things that are actually probably truthful. Wake up. Uranus makes us or gets us to see the things from a unique perspective that's ours. Mars has ventured barely into the sign of Gemini, and it's saying, what do you know? What have you learned? What have you learned that isn't the truth? What can you teach? Maybe you need to help teach others what to do. Maybe you can go learn and educate yourself a little further. These two planets together are a nice combination. One's fixed and one says we got to go. So I think you'll find the truth. You'll find truth about this physical plane. Find more truth about yourself. Planets conjunct want to try to work together even if they don't like, either energies aren't great. Oppositions. Pluto and the Sun and the Moon and the Sun are opposed. I said the Pluto and the Moon were together, so that makes sense. That the Sun is opposite both these. Now I talked about Pluto being your soul. All your life lessons, what you're drawn to, what you repel what's good for you, what's not good for you, where your power is, where you give your power up, where somebody takes your power, however you want to look at it. Because these are all in line, and they're both, the moon and Pluto are together opposite the sun's illuminating, showing you, awakening you, trying to get you to see things from a deeper perspective that you can break them down and understand them. Sun's late in the sign of Cancer, which is all that we knew before, so you're very gifted. You're going to even surprise yourself at what you know. Pluto's still barely in the sign of Aquarius, but I'm really treating them both as late in Capricorn, early Aquarius. And so what I would say is you're seeing things for as they are, maybe for the first time. The pitfall in that opposition is you got to deal with extremes. The hardest, when somebody has been fooled, the hardest person you can convince that they're the fool or been fooled is the fool himself, because they do not want to admit. They think it's a sign of weakness. There's never a better, more empowering thing to admit. Better, hopefully you're doing that now, or you're not evolving. Damn, I didn't see that the way it truly was. I have to admit it. First, I got to admit it to myself internally, so then the rest of the world I can admit it to. When you start doing that, you'll quit being the commodity fool that we've been led to believe that's all we were worth, and you're start going to living and truly knowing and understanding the life you need to be. There's huge events coming. If you can get out of being a damn fool and being stubborn this way, you're going to take yourself to someplace really, really good. Evolution's at your fingertips. And I want you to have that. I can't make you. I can't not make you. But you'll be seeing people that don't want to evolve. They're going backwards. Their lesson is that they got to go deeper into the lesson of being a commodity, restricted, whatever, because they don't get it yet. You're not bad doing that. I must have already done that. And you're not better if you're evolving. I don't want to say either way. We're all where we are. We're here for a reason. We're all extremely advanced. Some of us won't admit that we've been fooled. Hopefully you can take that and pick that up. The moon, the trines here. The moon's going to trine Mars and Uranus with that. So will Pluto. And so we take all that, take what Mars and Uranus and go, I must see that this planet is a damn script. And it's a BS script, and it's about either controlling something or something controlling it. And then we have a winner and loser. That is so far from the truth. We are becoming masters, and we have the chance to be the master. I've been telling you to stay in the middle. This should describe why. This should give you way more details of why I said stay in the middle. What does an action you do, how does it affect you, and how does it affect your environment? When you change within, your outside world changes. By staying in the middle, you start observing all this and you see things as they are. Not how you've been led to believe they are, or not how you maybe feel like you need to see them because your parents told you, or a school teacher, or a friend, or somebody of an influence. You're seeing things as they are for you. I'm not minimizing any education you got. I'm not minimizing your parents. I'm not minimizing any experience. But what I'm trying to maximize is you going internal and become the master that you truly are. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. Planets that are trine want to work together. So we have the moon, Mars, and Uranus, Pluto, Mars, and Uranus. Your evolution is here. It's a chance to work together. Trines are where planets are in like elements and that they want to help each other. But you can also be lazy. Do not be lazy. Huge chance to overcome illness with these aspects I've talked about. Overcome illness by ways that you discover, or that you discover by your own research. Not somebody, don't depend on somebody else's research only. Do yours as well. Merge the two, sit in the middle. What does somebody bring you? What does somebody not bring you? I talked about, I don't remember if I did it here. If I repeat, I apologize. But Cancer, I've had 3 people that I know have it bad. All 3 are healed. They all looked at fasting and parasite cleansing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that they're healed forever. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any advice. I'm telling you what I picked up and what I know. One of them even asked their doctor, as they got tested and said that they couldn't detect any cancer. They asked their doctor, well, the treatment that you wanted to provide, is that a cure? The doctor actually physically wrote, it's not a cure, but it's a treatment. Wake up. careful the words you hear. When you hear treatment, they're not curing anything. They're treating the symptoms of the disease. They're not interested in curing the body and letting the body work healthily. I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. I'm telling you to be careful of how you're fooled based on the words that are used, and that you then take them for what you feel like the definition is, and you're costing or you're paying the price. Careful. Remember, the treatment that you're getting for whatever it is that ails you is not concerned with the curing. So think about that. The squares, planets and elements that don't get along. Mars is squared Mercury, Saturn is squared Jupiter, and Chiron is squared the Sun and the Moon. Mars and Uranus are squared Mercury. So in that, these are planets that communicate, want to learn, want to figure out, want to get going, right? When they square, do the work. Get in there and I want to say get in there and go, what do you learn? Figure it out, find it out. As a square, it's work to be done. Elements that don't want to get along, but if you put some effort in there, you're going to find stuff you've never seen before. Saturn and Jupiter, the restrictor versus the multiplier, right? Jupiter wants to expand and make you better, more, whatever. It's a battle here. Are you going to get tugged to be minimalized, or are you going to push and try to maximize? It'll be very interesting how you see it, as they're both in what I'm going to call mutable signs, where you must observe and be the master. I'll talk about the mutable planets and mutable signs in a minute. Chiron and the Sun and Moon is also going to be square. Wounded healer. What do you continue to do to keep yourself sick on purpose? How do you believe in or trust in that you can help and make yourself better, get yourself better by doing research, by finding the right people to help you? I hope you look at this and do some work here, because you will be able to overcome where you were. Chiron, the wounded healer, bridging the gap from one understanding to another, building that bridge across those troubled waters to get off the side and through the troubled waters to then a better, more calm, peaceful, loving, beautiful past or future that you deserve. Squares, work to be done. You must work in those areas. Now, I don't talk much about retrogrades, and I will, but we had Saturn and Neptune retrograde. And when I say retrograde, I'll talk a chance to redo. We also had Pluto retrograde, and the Sun. What else? That's it, I think. So 1, 2, 3. Is Mercury retrograde? No. So those being retrograde, chance to take Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto retrograde. Chance to, they've slowed down, so you can maybe go back over, redo. Get a chance to go, it's slowed down so I can learn this in a better, different way. Saturn and Neptune are in the karmic sign of, mutable sign of Pisces. And so the truth is that you can learn more about your past, and maybe where Saturn in Pisces, where you feel like it's your responsibility to fix the past, so to speak. And Neptune is, you're always trying to go back to the past, what was, whether it's good or bad. Maybe you like going back to bad scenarios, or scenarios were restricting, or scenarios that took you away from you being getting out of an environment that feels restricting, or something that you don't want to handle. It's elusive. You try to get away. You try to go somewhere and get out of the moment. Because it's retrograde, dig a little deeper within you. Meditate. Do yoga. Do things that'll really help you find more of why you do what you do when you do it. Pluto being in Aquarius, going back in Capricorn, you're going to see where you were or didn't give yourself the abilities or the awareness that you had abilities, and you tried to look at or allow others to get you to look at it where it was your fault. You didn't do it. You didn't understand. Those are tremendous opportunities, these retrograde planets, to do something about them. Now, I want to go quick into the three elements: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal, you must begin. It's the beginning of each season. It's our compass points on our chart: north, south, east, and west. And So what happens is each season, there's 4 seasons, begins at this cardinal perspectives. Your horizon, your eastern point or your ascendant is spring. The very bottom point or the descendant, if it's clock faces, we're looking at 9, 6, 3, and noon. The ascendant is spring. The descendant or the 6 on the clock face is beginning of summer. The 3 on the clock face or the descendant is beginning of fall for you and your life and your chart. And then the top or the 12 on a clock face is the beginning of winter. We have the sun, moon, and Chiron and the nodes in cardinal signs. You've taken those things and you want to, it's a new season. The season is changing. You must be the change. So where the sun and moon are here, you must be the change in the physical world, and then in your intuitive, all-knowing ability, tap into all your abilities world. The sun's in the Cancer, and the physical world is where the moon and the moon is. So you must begin anew. Don't know where you're going. Don't need to know where you're going, but you're beginning to start summer and winter. Remember that. The moon's in the winter part, sun's in the summer part, and Chiron is also in the summer part as well. Okay? Fixed signs. It's the middle of each season. It's the middle month where you must take action and then pull back and see what that action did, not only to you, but the environment that you're in for that season. We have Venus, Mercury, Uranus, and Pluto in fixed signs as we venture through this. So take those 4, apply, step back, and observe. Apply, step back, and observe what it did to you and what it did to others. Those energies are to learn, to bring ease, or change and sudden, to get you back on your path or into your unique genius side. Pluto's your soul. So those 4 planets say you must apply and then back off. You might learn something that awakens you to something, and you have to say, I was a damn fool. And then you got to admit that, get in the middle, and then get to the other side. Yeah, I was a fool, but what do I know now? Because I couldn't see it till I was ready. This whole reading, I'm trying to get it to you to where you are. Not where I need you to be or where I am, but where you are. It's way more important for you where you are. It's not important at all for you where I am. I'm working on my own. I'm just trying to help you with the energies that we see. You might be light years in front of me. You might be light years behind me. I say none of that exists. We are where we're supposed to be. The mutable, the sign where you must be the observer, the master. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune in those signs. What we do is we observe. We don't give our opinion. We can ask for other people's opinion. If they ask it, get where they are first, and then offer your opinion, not based on you agreeing with them or not agreeing with them, but your opinion based on you assessing where they are. That's what a master does. That's what we all, to the nth degree, are learning here on this planet is. We're now assessing it for what it is, not what we were told what it was. So what you're doing and what you have the ability to do with this second full moon in Capricorn is you can look at this and go, I'm admitting I was a fool from that first full moon back in June 21st. I've gone through that process. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the master here, and I'm going to observe this. I'm going to take my time, and I'm not going to be so forthcoming with what I know. I'm not going to be so forthcoming with what I don't know, but I'm going to observe everything from a perspective that I take myself out of being in it, and I'm going to observe and figure out what it actually is. You'll be amazed at not only what you see, but what you know. You'll be amazed that the less you talk about, the more you're going to get information-wise. You're also going to be amazed and continually see how fooled we all were. Now, we had events happen here this weekend, because today's 16th, this past weekend, that has hopefully awakened most people to things. But I don't care where you're at. I don't even care what you think about it. I don't care about the event as the energies of astrology said something was coming. It came. Who cares? It don't matter. It's not about being right. It's about awakening to the cycles of a life that you're living. I want you to get into your life, be aware of it, start living your life. When you do that, like what I'm trying to do, we're all going to take ourselves to how the universe works, and then we're going to get a chance to work within the universe. We don't own the universe. I don't really think the universe owns us. I think it's asking us to be the masters, and let's go together. Let's make this thing all that it can be. That's the key here. I would love for you to put down in the comment section. I'm gonna put where Capricorn's full moon will be for you, whatever your ascendant is. I'm gonna write that in the description below. But I would like for you to put just what in these last 30 days you've come to, where you had to admit you were the fool, where you had to admit you were way better off than you thought, but you let others put you in the fool category, right? So you gave too much importance to somebody else, or maybe you had too much importance or felt like you knew more than you did. Put those comments down. I think I've talked about mine. My awakening is tremendous. I have Pluto right on my ascendant. I don't know where it's going. You might not see me anymore. You might see me in it for 100 years from now. I don't really care, but my quest is to find myself, find how I can help or I can assist, but I can only assist if I find people where they're at and I allow them to find me where I am. Good luck, and the action to be taken, the endings, I'll give you the house that you should look at by your ascendant in the comment section. Please comment. I'd love to know where you are. I'd love to know what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're seeing. Thanks.